The Bengals are hoping to bounce back against the Chiefs. Let's dive into all the latest practice notes, injury updates, and much, much more right now on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. I'm here at Paycor Stadium where the Bengals are currently practicing. I'm going to give you the latest injury news in just a second. You're going to hear what I think is a really honest version of Trent Brown in a little bit as well. Today's video is brought to you by SeatGeek, so make sure you download the SeatGeek app today. And let's dive into what was and what has been a weird week. I was talking to someone, 15 minutes ago, and because of the way the Patriots game went, the hype or the lack of hype is there for this Bengals-Chiefs matchup. And it's really weird because for my money, it's the biggest rivalry in the NFL, and yet something feels off. And what feels off is the Bengals, let's be frank, they had no business losing against a team like the Patriots, and that's kind of put a damper on what should be one of the best games of the year, certainly the best game of the week. And we'll see. I will say this, my initial thoughts on the game, and I'll get to my prediction later in the week, but I expect this game to be competitive. I expect the Bengals to play much better than they did last week against the Patriots. But let's dive into some injury news and start with Tee Higgins. I would be surprised if Tee Higgins was on the rehab field again on Thursday, and you just kind of read the tea leaves, which pun intended, and you have 8 days after Sunday until your next game. You play Monday Night Football, you play Washington, you're at home. And so if Tee Higgins is close for Sunday, why not give him an extra day next week, get him on the practice field, see where he's at, and maybe he comes back week 3. You didn't put him on IR, which is a good sign. He is going through rehab drills with director of rehab, Nick Cosgray. But I don't think they're going to push it. I don't think he's going to push it. It's early in the season. And, this is an important game, but the last thing you need is this hamstring to linger, and they usually linger. Other injury updates. Logan Wilson missed Wednesday's practice with a knee injury. I don't think he's in danger of missing the game. Was back on the practice field on Thursday, dressed, going through individual drills during the portion that was open to the media. Logan Wilson, thumbs up. I think he's going to play, so really, really good news there. And then Amarius Mims is certainly someone, and I'll get to Chris Jenkins in a second because that's someone I don't think they're going to have. I think he's going to be out again. But Amarius Mims continuing to make progress, was all smiles today on the practice field. I know he is really excited about getting out there, being active for his first NFL game. I also wonder if they'll give him an extra week. Much like T, you're talking about a soft tissue injury, hamstring for wide receiver. They run. It's easy to tweak it. Well, from a pectoral injury, if you're Amarius Mims, what do offensive linemen do? They push. They pull, they move. You're using that pectoral muscle. So he was pushing the sled yesterday. He did do that again today. He was all smiles going through it. So I think he's on track. But if you're the Bengals, Trent Brown is going to start anyways, I believe. And you're going to hear from Trent in just a second. But to me, maybe give him another week. I'm not saying they will. Maybe they make him active, and that way he can be their sixth lineman if they need him. But to me, play it safe with your first-round pick. We'll see if they do that. Chris Jenkins, still not participating, has his thumb wrapped, had thumb surgery on Friday after suffering the injury in practice last week. And so I think that much like T, maybe Amarius, but certainly like T, I think they're going to give him another week as well. And who knows, maybe not. Maybe the plan is to get him out there because they need the bodies, but I think that they're going to give him another week. I mean, he just had surgery 6 days ago. Up next, Trent Brown. Like you've never heard him before. I really, really liked what Trent had to say about his performance week 1 and his mindset going into week 2. Find out what he said coming up next.
Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. Andrew Fox-Miller here with Cincinnati Bengals Talk, and I want to talk about going to Bengals games. Live Bengals games. Regular season is here, and if the Bengals are stacking up wins, I'm looking for the best deals on Bengals tickets. SeatGeek has your tickets to every game. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. And it's not just Bengals games, it's not just NFL games. There are over 70,000 events on SeatGeek. Tickets for concerts, tickets for festivals.
Maybe you even need tickets for parking for the big event. It's not even mine. It's not mine.
They pool all the tickets across the web in one place to make sure you are getting a good deal. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And you know we came through for you. Use our code CincyTalk for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code CincyTalk. Make sure you click the link in the description and download the app.
It's no secret that Trent Brown left something to be desired in week 1. He struggled, especially early on. The Bengals' first pass play from scrimmage, he gets beat. Joe Burrow, sack, fumble. Now, Burrow recovered it, but Trent Brown called it the worst game of his career. And I think, if anything, and there's been people that have questioned his character, his work ethic, all of those things. And I've tried to be pretty clear here that no one in the building has made or shared those concerns about Trent. And yet, it is reasonable to think that, yeah, he just needed more reps. Didn't get enough reps in camp. They were managing his time for sure. And so it was a rocky debut, and it was a game that he would like to forget, but certainly wants to move past.
I could do a lot better. I would say that was probably the worst game of my career, personally. Yeah, so I'm always gonna be my biggest critic, my own biggest critic. Regardless if some people think I played okay, decent, good or not, like it's always gonna be something that can be better. And I think that's just the perfectionist mindset that you have to have in order to make it for a long time in this league.
Make sure you check out Elise's entire one-on-one interview with Trent Brown. Elise Jesse, you're going to see her all season long doing interviews like that one that you're not going to get anywhere else. And I really like that Trent was honest about it. Straight up, yeah, worst game of my career, have to play better. He's his biggest critic. Like all of those things, checks every box, check. And so now go out there and do it. And it is not going to be easy. You got Chris Jones. You have George Karlaftis. You have a bunch of other linebackers and pass rushers on this Chiefs defense. And the Chiefs, they have a really, really good defense. Mahomes gets all the love, but the defense, the run game, certainly huge factors that we'll be discussing when I get to what I'll be watching for on Sunday and in a prediction for Sunday later this week. Make sure you check out our videos from Wednesday. It was a big one with the Jamar Chase news that we broke and the why an extension didn't get done, the hang-up in contract talks with the Bengals, plus locker room interviews. You had Joe Burrow. You had the Trent Brown interview. We have a ton more coming your way. Make sure you get to SeatGeek as well. And for Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapien. This is Cincinnati Bengals Talk, and we'll see you in the near future. But for now, I'm signing off at Paycor Stadium.